chocolate from the homeland of cacao, literally just fresh off the plane, back home. Really glad to be. Very tired after such a long journey, but wanted to share with you some of the things that I brought back from Ecuador, including a cacao pod, which does not look so good right now. Yeah, I was not specifically in the areas where cacao grows. We were just too high elevation in the Andes, and this wasn't a trip about going to the places, but turns out there was a friend of Eleanor's that was somewhere where cacao was growing, brought a pod back for me to bring home to Canada. So probably do a little kind of opening and enjoyment on video with that, but I'll save that for later because the kids are really excited to get into that. If you never had cacao fruit, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Other really neat thing, which I think I've got some other video content, a friend of mine, well, he's become a friend, he's a friend of Eleanor's, he does what he describes it as beyond freeze drying. So this is cacao fruit, pure cacao fruit, some chayote, which is like a vegetable that he also dried, and then this is raw unfermented cacao beans with fruit as well. Just kind of like, yeah, dried, temperature never gets over 100 degrees, and then kind of, again, like freeze dried, the old like Incan style. And then a lot of prepared chocolate. One of my jobs is to taste chocolate, and yeah, in prepared form. So some of these never seen before. Carabon. I mean, there's nothing else to this bar other than chocolate. 100% Equatoriano Carabon. No idea what that's going to be like. Here we got some chocolate covered pumpkin seeds, chocolate covered ginger. This is a company called Arawe. They are somewhat new. You know, there's more and more kind of chocolate makers in the countries of origin for so long, for decades. You know, the cacao was always exported, made in Europe or North America, and more there are companies like Bakari. I mean, they are just such a staple now in Ecuador. Premium treat a bar, they describe themselves. So we got some origin bars, right? So from the Los Rios region, from the Nabi region, and Esmeraldas, and what I'll be doing, and then there's a whole bunch more here too, from Galapagos, Andes, and the Amazon, is doing a little chocolate tasting with the staff. Because cacao, if you didn't know, you know, there are 6 factors. 5, you could maybe stretch 6. 6 is more kind of creative, that affect the flavor of a chocolate bar. Most people when they eat chocolate, and for me for years, chocolate was just chocolate, right? You never think about the kind of the expression of flavor within chocolate, but it's got 3 times more flavor compounds than wine. So just as you can go deep as a sommelier does in picking up on flavor notes of chocolate and cacao, you can do that 3 times as much if the chocolate is well sourced and prepared well to highlight those flavors. So one of the kind of factors of that, you know, will affect the flavor of cacao is the origin. You know, where does it come from? That's the idea of the terroir, right? So these are different regions, and we're going to taste those and try and like pick up on different notes, flavor notes from the different origins. And then it's also variety as well. So in the winemaking world, that'd be your like cépage, so terroir, kind of the ecosystem, the environment, the climatic variations, that all influences the flavor as well as the origin, like the cépage. Is it a Merlot? Is it a Cab Sauv? Is it a Malbec, right? In the wine world, the variety plays an influence on the flavor. So I got some of that, and then a couple flavored, or that one's just 60%, and then another like ginger bar to try out as well. So anyways, we're just in unpacking mode, and I was like, ooh, we'll get into the cacao and show you what we got there. So stay tuned for this. We'll see. Kids might just devour it all, but yeah, at least I got 1 pod I was able to bring back. And we're just in unpacking mode, kind of decompression after the trip, and yeah, back into integration. Loving that it's snowing actually here in Calgary. So yeah, looking forward to going to the mountains right away, get back into snowboarding, and I'll probably take Eska out for a bike ride today as well too. So yeah.